Hello my friends, welcome back. In one of the episodes we had 10 ninja weapons, but today we're gonna take a look on 10 samurai weapons. And I'm here with the Master Jakub, and we're gonna describe you, before we will get to the actual episodes, how the real armor from the samurai look like. So, let's get started.
Well, now we should see samurai of Sengoku period, approximately from 16th to 17th century. He's wearing armor called Tosei Gusoku, or modern armor. This kind of armor is in Domaru style, and this style is called also Yokohagi because of this kind of do or
the plates?
Chest plates. Yes. Here is kabuto. In this case, it's called strange kabuto or kamaribachi kabuto. This part is decoration. It's called maedate in form of ken. Ken is Buddhist symbol of Bodhisattva Manjushri.
And is it the same helmet that we had on the episode?
Yes, yes.
You remember, guys? Check it out if you haven't seen it. That was the one we was trying to cut through.
This part is fukigaeshi, and here is kamon or family chest. This one is shikoro, it's neck protection. Armor is made from steel or leather, and it's connected with oroshi ito, this cord. And here is some decoration fitting called fukurin in these parts. Here is brigantine. It is steel inside. It's called kiko. Face mask is called mempo. In this case, menoshita bo with neck protection, which is called tare. This point was weak parts of armor, so it was used for combat with sword or spear. This part is called agemaki. It's for decoration. Same like kiko brigantine. It's some steel parts connected to brocade. So this is weak point of armor, like waki.
So someone, if the opponent would hit, that was the place to hit?
Especially for stabbing, not for cutting. It is very difficult, thank you very much. It's very difficult to cut somebody in high quality armor. But of course it was very expensive, very high quality armor, and also very cheap armor for ashigaru or infantry. And armor like this should be about 35 or 40 kilograms, and ashigaru armor should be about 6 or 10 kilograms.
Wow.
So this is high quality armor for true combat of middle to high level of samurai, and ashigaru were very low class inside warriors. Our friend Silva from GORIN group is representing samurai from Sengoku period. Now is using hinawaju or TEPPO musket. It's a weapon which come to Japan from Europe in about half of 16th century. For close combat have also koshigatana or uchigatana, later called Wakizashi. This is short sword, and TACHI sword. We will explain it about it after that.
Beautiful. Do we have something else on the armor that you want to
and
more?
Yes, about do or this part of armor, it was time to time tested with bullet, same like in Europe. It's called tameshi gusoku. So if this plate should stop rifle bullet, of course should stop also cut from sword or stabbing from spear.
That would be interesting topic for next episode, Jakub, maybe.
Maybe good idea. When I'm fighting with enemy which is using some pole arms like naginata, or so this part, it's called Sunate, is very good protection. About shoes, it's waraji. It's made from straw, and this part is called tabi. It's not shoes like in Europe, because in most part of Japan it's very hot in all of the year, especially in summer. Should be about 30 centigrades. So this part is the personal flag or sashimono. In this case, with kamon or family chest. And this part is called ukezutsu. This part is called sashimono gatari.
And why they had the flags on the battlefield?
So it was for identification, because in Japanese medieval age there were no uniforms like in modern warfare. So it was necessary to recognize who is my enemy, who is my friend, and for this reason something like these flags were necessary. About cords, it's lot of 100 meters cords in one armor like this, especially in Odoshi Gusoku. Of course, in some cases of armor there are not so much cords, especially in Sengoku period. For example, Hatomune do Yoroi or Namban do Gusoku, etc.
If you will still have some questions, guys, on Master Jakub, we will definitely let you know in the comments. But now, I think it's time to check it out actually, the 10 samurai weapons. Let's go!
First weapon of samurai were bow and arrow. Synonym for samurai status were Kyuba no Michi, or way of horse and bow. And typical Japanese bow is called Yumi. It's made from haze wood and madake bamboo. As you can see, it's quite asymmetrical. It's for one reason. You should use it in horseback, very good, and you should shoot from this position as well. If handle is in the middle, it should be very difficult. Power of this bow should be 35 kilograms.
And what about this quiver? Or can you?
Yes, it's called ebira. And interesting is that we are taking arrows from this part, not from this.
Okay.
It was in samurai back. We have some video of using of bow and arrow.
And the arrows, are they like a special?
It's quite long. It's about 3 feet long, and it's a lot of kinds of arrowheads. So first time bow was weapon of cavalry, but later, especially from 14th, 15th century, also infantry use bow, including ashigaru or low-level samurais.
If you are wondering, now we're gonna show you how the bow is working. So what do we have next, Master Jakub?
Next one is TACHI sword. Maybe everybody know katana sword. We will explain it about it later. But TACHI is older than katana. This is Heian period style TACHI. For older style of swords, it's typical quite deep carving of blade. It's called sore. Usually, not in all cases, TACHI is a little bit longer than katana. Maybe katana average length is about 70 centimeters, but TACHI should be about 80 or 90 centimeters. Not in every cases, of course, but mostly TACHI is used together with armor, and katana with usual dress, or with kimono or kamishimo. Point number 3 is short sword, or kodachi or wakizashi. It's a little bit longer than Tanto. Tanto is about 1 feet or 30 centimeters. If is it longer sword, it's called Nodachi or Wakizashi, from 30 centimeters to 60 centimeters. All samurai have Aikuchi style Wakizashi, which is without sword guard or tsuba. It was usually used with armor, for example, and it was very good for fighting in interior. In the fact, first time short sword or later called Wakizashi and long sword called katana was both named as uchigatana in middle Muromachi period in 15th century, and later longer uchigatana become katana and shorter one become Wakizashi. Fourth item is Tanto or short sword. Length of this blade of Tanto is 1 feet or 30 centimeters. This one is in Osoraku Zukuri style.
Very nice.
In the fact, in older times, for example, from Heian period, from 8th to 12th century, samurai had not daisho as we know katana and wakizashi, but tachi sword and tanto sword. As you know, tanto were used for seppuku or ritual suicide or cutting of belly, and samurai women had a special kind of tanto called kaiken or futokoro no katana, which was used for ritual suicide called jigai, but it was not cutting of belly but cutting of neck.
Ooh. So
tanto were very good for close combat. It was very good for stabbing of a weaker part of armor in body-to-body fight in battlefields. Number 5 is the longest Japanese sword called Odachi or Nodachi. It was very popular, especially in 14th century in the Nambokucho period. It was very good for horse legs cutting in the battles.
You mean like cutting the leg of the horse?
Yes. So for this reason it was used by infantry, but cavalry as well. It's a very famous portrait of first Ashikaga shogun in horseback with this very big sword. But for a reason of very long blade, it was very popular for sanzoku or mountains bandits as well. Next one is musket or hinawaju or teppo. It's a weapon which were coming to Japan from Europe. It became very popular in the end of Sengoku period battles. In the fact, musket should be used for about 50 meters, but it was possible shoot about 3 or 4 times per 1 minute. When I were shooting, here gunpowder burned, and this was a reason for shooting. Especially low-ranking samurai or ashigaru used hinawaju like a new weapon very successfully. For example, famous battle in Nagashino in 1575 year, where battle between new army of Nobunaga Oda and Matsudaira Motoyasu against best samurai cavalry of Takeda clan, led by Takeda Katsuyori, and using of 3,000 muskets totally destroyed Takeda cavalry, and from 15,000 attacking horsemen, 10,000 died.
Wow.
Number 7 is Sodegarame. It was first time for naval battles. It was very good for hooking of enemies or enemies' boats. But later in Edo period it was police equipment or torimono-dogu. Sode means slaves, and Sodegami means slaves catcher. And when I were catched, I maybe wanted to catch stuff of this weapon, so avoid it. Here is some.
That's very smart.
Very sharp points. So, next one is halberd or naginata. Naginata is older than Yari because has been used from Heian period. This is very useful for legs cutting, of course, but from Muromachi period, it means from about end of 14th century, it was very popular for samurai women. This one is historical original, and it's called me naginata or wife naginata. When samurai women were protecting castle or residence, or called yashiki, used often naginata because it's not need so big power for master it. Next one is nagamaki. Nagamaki look like naginata, but it's a little bit different because blade is much more longer, and it's older kind of naginata. It was used from 8th to 15th century. After that, stuff become longer and blade shorter, and it was a very dangerous weapon with very horrible cutting power. Yari is new weapon in battlefields of mid Sengoku period from 15th century. There were a lot kinds of Yari. Very short is called Makura Yari, like this. It was for home protection.
Asian shotgun.
Yes. It was near of bed. And Makura means pillow, so for this reason
wow.
this very short spear were very useful for self-defense when I were sleeping. And this one is called Jumonji Yari, typical, for example, for Hosoin Ryu, spear fighting or Sojutsu. This is a very dangerous kind of weapon because all of the parts of blade was very sharp. So maybe I should stop, but I also could cut with this movement. So it was very dangerous and deadly weapon of Japanese battlefields. By the way, length of the staff were very short, but also time to time very long. In 16th century, like it should be about 5 meters.
5 meters! Wow, that's huge. So Jakub, what was your favorite weapon from today?
It's difficult to say because I love all of them, but you know, Hakuzan Dojo we are practicing mostly with most famous Japanese samurai weapon. It's called katana, so maybe katana.
And guys, if you would have to go to the battlefield, let us know in the comment section below which weapon from our list today you would pick. And also, once again, big thanks to Master Jakub and our friend Silva for this amazing episode. But for today, that's it. So, thank you everyone for watching. Share, like, comment, subscribe, and see you next time.